Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm showing you how to design this agenda flyer using Photoshop. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for more tutorials. Without saying much, let's get into it. So let's start by opening our Photoshop as usual. Then we go to new file. Then we are making the width to be 3000 and the height to be 3000. We are making the resolution to be 72. And please make sure that you are using pixels. Okay, we are using pixels to be the SI unit. Then you click on create. Okay, so now this is our place to work. And please, before we start, let's save our work. Okay, so let's go to file and save as, and rename it to be agenda flyer. So now we have saved our work. So let's start by creating our background. So we select here, go to solid color and select a darker blue. Okay, select a darker blue here. I'll give you the color code in the video description. Okay, so now we have created our first background. Now let's lock it, and now let's add our white background here. So let's select by taking the shape tool, making sure that we are using the color of white to be the fill. You can select your color from here, or you can select it from here. Okay, so now let's draw our white shape here. All right, so now this is our white shape. Okay, so let's lock it for now. We'll do something about it. So now we have designed our background. We have added our white shape. Now let's bring in the texture to add it to our background. So I'll bring in my texture. Okay, I'll make it big. You know, we can see that the texture is covering the white place, and we don't want it to be like that. So let's bring the texture below the white shape here, so we have something like this. Okay, so you can see now we have our texture, but it's too appearing a lot. So let's just reduce the opacity. I mean, the appearance to be very low a bit. So we by doing that, we go to here. You can see we have opacity here. So let's reduce the opacity to be something like, let's make it 44. Okay, let's reduce it a bit. I think 40 is okay. Right, so 40 is okay. So now let's lock our texture, so we don't want to touch it. So let's lock our texture. Okay, now we have created our background nicely. So now let's bring in our image to the file. So now we select our image, we drag it to our work. We make it big a bit. All right, so to make it big, we press on Ctrl+T. Yes, to make it big. Okay, so we have our image nicely placed. Okay, so let's lock it also. The reason why we are locking them is because we don't want to be touching them and moving them around for now. Okay, so let's lock it for now and we move on with the other ones. Okay, so now we have brought in our image. So now let's add our information to the background. I mean the flyer. So it's aspiring for SRC Financial Secretary, right? Sorry, General Secretary. So now before that, let's bring his name before. So we copy and bring his name. So we are using the font to be big, Nordly, Thailand. Okay, so we select T on our keyboard to bring our text to, or we select T, I mean the text tool from the our tool here. Okay, so let's click here. We are making sure that our foreground is white. Okay, our foreground is white. So let's copy the relief frame, right, and paste it. Let's select everything and paste it. Okay, let's enlarge it a bit. Okay, and let's make a duplication of it too. So now let's go for the diners, and the diner name. Okay, select everything, we paste it, and let's reduce it a bit. It's too big, so Ctrl+T, we bring it down a bit like this. Let it be something like this, aligned to it. Okay, let's bring it down. I'm using my arrow keys on my keyboard to bring it down. Okay. Okay, something like this. Let's give it a space. Let's select them together and reduce them a bit. Okay, so now we have successfully added our name. Now let's bring his position. But before we bring his position, the positioning she's aspiring for. So let's draw the shape tool. Okay, we select the shape tool, go to the rectangle, and we draw a rectangle like this. Okay, and we make sure that we are using a light blue here. Okay, and we curve the corners by using this one, or by selecting the rectangle, okay, on the layers here, and you go to the properties of it, and you move to this place, the appearances, then you select this corners here. You can see we have these corners. See, we are having the same size here, same size. So we curve one. Whenever you curve one like this, it will affect everything, every corner of it. Okay, so we have something like this. All right. Okay, so you have to curve it in a way that you like it. Okay, so let's say I want mine to be something like this. All right, so now let's bring the position. So she's aspiring for SRC General Secretary. Copy. All right, so now let's make a duplication of any of these tests. So I'm making a duplication of this. You can see this one is hidden. The test that we make a duplication is hidden is because the rectangle layer is on top of it. So now let's bring the layer, the one that we make a duplication, to the top, okay, so that we see it. Yes, so we can now see it. So now let's do the copy and paste, double click and paste. Okay, so this one we are making, we are taking the font to be branding. Okay, branding is a font. So but we are taking the bold. Alright, and let's reduce it a bit, Ctrl+T to reduce it. And let's bring the General Secretary to the down part. So we select it from here at the back here and press enter on our keyboard. And you see the spacing between the SRC General Secretary, the SRC General and the Secretary is too much. So let's select everything, Ctrl+A, and you see this side. When you click on your character, you can see this side. There's this text here, auto. You can see auto, and we can see we have one A on top and one A on down. That means the spacing between them. So let's drag it from the side to the left. Okay, we are dragging it to the left, or you can just select it from the side and pick any of them. So you see, when you pick the highest value, it means the spacing is decreasing to the down part. Okay, so when you take the lowest one, it means they are coming closer, right? Okay, so let's bring it like this. So 1 1 2. Okay, it's okay. Now let's make them big. Ctrl+T, we make it big like this, right? Let's position it in the middle a bit. Okay, so now on this one we are taking the color to be green, light green. Okay, we are taking the color to be light green. In fact, I took the colors from his shirt. Okay, the green here is so dark, but I made mine to be light to be more visible. Alright, so now we have the SRC General Secretary, and let's add our hopeful 2025. Okay, same font, branding. So I'll make a duplication of this one. Ctrl+V, and we are not taking branding bold, we are rather taking branding semi bold. Okay, and we are making the color to be white, and we are wanting to reduce it like this. Okay, let's bring it in the middle. Of course, I'm doing center align. Okay, I'm doing center align. I'm not doing left align or right align. I'm making it to be center align. Okay, so this one is okay. Let's reduce it a bit. And here you can see the VA. The VA is the spacing between the variables. Okay, I mean the letters. So now let's make a spacing like 90. Okay, 90 is okay. Let's bring it in the middle like this. Okay, so now let's select everything and bring it in the middle. Okay, this is okay. It's okay. So now let's bring in our logos too. Let's bring in our logos. Okay. Okay, let's make it big. Okay, let's make sure it's in the middle of this. Okay, all right. You see, we have to make some reflection in the rectangle that we draw. Okay, so make sure we are top of the rectangle. We click here, the plus icon here, like this, and we draw another ellipse tool. Okay, this one, this time we are drawing ellipse tool. So we draw it like this, on top of it like this. Okay, let's make it big like this. Okay, so yeah, we want to draw ellipse tool like this, and you right click the ellipse tool here on the layer, right click on it and go to create clipping marks. Okay, so the moment you do clipping marks, let's reduce the opacity a bit. Okay, let's reduce the opacity by selecting it from here. Okay, 7 is okay, and let's max on the ellipse tool that we do. Okay, we are maxing to clean some parts, okay, of the shape. So let's max. So the moment we max, we make sure that our foreground here is black. As you can see, we have black here. So now let's take our brush tool by selecting it from here, brush or B on your keyboard to select the brush tool. So let's reduce it a bit by selecting it from the side and reducing it this size a bit, so you can see the outcome. If you can't see your brush, that means your caps lock is on, so you have to turn it off. Okay, so now let me increase it a bit. I'm using my keyboard to increase it. That's using the brackets on your keyboard. You can see the bracket symbols, the close and the open. So the open one is used to decrease it, and the close one is used to increase it. Okay, so let's zoom in and clean some parts a bit. Okay, all right, and let's increase the opacity of it a bit. Okay, all right, this is cool. So we made it to be 16, opacity to be 16. Let's position it somewhere here. Yeah, this is okay. Now we have it like this. So now let's place our symbol here. Okay, our shape at the back of it here. So I'll go for my shape. Here's my shape. I'll bring it to the vect file. I'll make it big a bit like this. We want it to be at the back of the image, so let's make sure that we drag the shape under the image. Okay, under it like this. So this is it. You can see we have it here. Let's make it big a bit. Let's unlock our image and push it backwards a bit like this. Okay, this is okay. And let's select our shape tool. I mean this one, our shape here. Our shape here. So let's look for it. There's it. You can see this is the shape. The rectangle one. Let's push it up a bit. Let's lock it back. So now let's go for the hashtags. Okay, let's go for the hashtags. So it is hashtags. I'll copy it like this and make a duplication of this branding font. Okay, we use this branding for the hashtags. So now let's make the hashtags. Let's make a duplication of this one. Okay, and let's make sure that we are using the darker blue. Okay, select everything and copy, paste it. So now let's reduce it. Ctrl+T to reduce it a bit. Let's reduce it. Okay, this is okay. It's okay, but our spacing, you can see we are having some kind of errors here. So the G and the P are together, so let's make the spacing too. So we select the character and let's reduce the spacing to be this. So you can see they are no more together again. Okay, so now let's bring it up a bit and let's do our shape here. You can see they were having some kind of shapes here, so let's do some shape by selecting the shape tool and redrawing it like this. Okay, so first we are taking the darker blue. I've already selected it, and let's curve them a bit. Okay, let's reduce it and let's make a duplication of it by holding the Alt key on your keyboard and dragging it to be like this. Okay, and let's select to be white, light blue. Okay, let's make a duplication of this one too to make it light green. So now let's select the three of them together. Ctrl+T. Let's place them like this. Okay, bring them down. So now let's select. Let's make sure that you have locked here. Okay, you have locked everything so that you don't move. So let's select everything like this. I'm using the move tool to do that. Then Ctrl+G to group the one that I've highlighted. I mean all the hashtags and the shape that we do. Okay, to group them, and press on Ctrl+A. We have come to place them in the middle of the design. Okay, so that we don't make any we don't making sure that our alignment is okay. Okay, so Ctrl+. So let's start by selecting everything. Ctrl+G to group them. Then after that, Ctrl+A to make a selection. You can see we have some selection around here, and we select this one here to center. You can see it was centered like that. So then Ctrl+D to deselect. So now we have our hashtags and symbol down nicely. So now let's do a little bit of you can see I wrote his name here around the side, so I'll make a duplication of the name Winifred, but I made it short to be Winnie. So I'll clean the Fred and bring in the Winnie and change the font to be autograph. Okay, autograph. This one, autograph personal use. Okay, and change the color to be green. Okay, and I'll place it like this. Okay, place it like this. Let me reduce it, it's too big. Okay, something like this. Alright, so now we are done with everything, the information that we need to add. So now you can see we want to you see this side, we want to make it a slight way. Okay, we want to bring it something like 8 being making some kind of perspective. Okay, so now let's select everything here. Okay, let's select everything here, then Ctrl+G to group them, then Ctrl+J. I mean, we are duplication of this group, this kind of group that we did. We are making a duplication of them. Okay, we are making a duplication, so we can right click it and go to duplicate group, okay, then okay, and let's turn on the first group, okay, the one that we did, the first one, the group, this one. So turn it off, and we make sure that we have selected the group 2 copy, okay, then Ctrl+T to make either we are resizing or to make some kind of perspective to it. So we do the perspective by selecting our control key. While we are pressing our control key, we select any of the angles here, okay, but I'll prefer you to select it from the side. Then you click and drag to make some kind of slide a bit, okay. Let's start it again. Control, pressing on your control key, then you slide it a bit, okay. All right, this is okay. So let's bring them up a bit, okay. So you can see we have our flyer literally done, okay. So now one last thing, let's add some kind of effects to the image. There's this camera roll, these two called camera roll, to make the some effects on the whole design. So let's select the top layer, okay, the layers, these are layers. So let's select the top layer and let's press Ctrl Alt Shift and letter E to make some kind of layer to combine all the design that we have made together. So we do it again by Ctrl Alt Shift E to get that. Then after that, you right click it and go to convert to smart object. We are making it to be smart object so that we can, in case we make a mistake, we can go back to our normal one, okay. So we making it smart object. Then we go to filter, we go to camera roll, filter, okay. So we wait for the camera roll to open. So you see this arrow here, when you press on it, you can see the before and the after. So we are coming to do some kind of effect to the whole design so that you see the before and the after effect, okay. So now let's drag it down and select the texture. So on my texture, I'll increase my texture a bit. You can see we're having some kind of texture effect. So let's make it 38, and the clarity, I'll just make it 2, okay. Then the gain 2, I'll make it 2, and I will increase my midtones a bit, okay. And the shadows too, I will decrease it a bit, and also increase my highlight. Then also the sharpen, I'll make it 2, so you can see the before and the after. You let me press OK to see what I'm talking about. So we can see the before and after by turning off the turning it off here. You can see this was our flyer, and see before we adding the camera roll effect. See the difference. All right, so guys, thank you for watching these videos, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and also share it to a friend. See you on my next video.